Has your health been covered up? Today, it's Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson, presented to you by infity-whole-health.
Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness. Today, this is kind of a beginning point, and for some of you, if you found yourself on this particular podcast, this is my prep for the mental side of healing. We look at athletics, we look at everything we do in life, whether business, whether going to accomplish something, achieving goals. It's more than 90% mental. Now, does that mean that because I'm sick, it's all in my head? Well, no, but we have to acknowledge that there's a lot going on in our head that probably produced the sickness that we currently have. And I've acknowledged that in my own life. And as my clients realize that the choices that they made were started with a thought in their head. And that thought in their head came from a belief system. And so ultimately, a lot of our beliefs dictate how we heal, how we don't heal, where we go in life, what we achieve. It's the stopper and the acceleration pedal in many, if not all, areas of our life. So we're just going to say it's 99% mental, and healing is part of that. So let me give you an example. If I walk around with negative thinking, if I think, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, and that's my thinking process, am I going to do really well? Well, I've asked hundreds of people that question, and they all say, you're not going to do well at all. I say the same goes true as we start cleaning up the body with nutrition, as you've heard me on a lot of podcasts. As we clean up the body with nutrition, as we clean up the nervous system, chiropractically speaking, we now begin to help the mind get more clear and more positive and actually begin to change thinking patterns and let go of old stress, old thought processes that may have been put there by people that have been over us, like teachers or parents or siblings or bosses or even spouses. I mean, we get mental debris in our head all the time from TV, from news, from papers, everything. And it just all goes in. And if we're not constantly monitoring some of those things, that stuff starts coming out in negative ways, typically. And so as we become more and more mentally aware and potent in our thinking, we now get to change things. So I was privileged in hearing Bernie Siegel in 1995 tell a story. I was sitting in the audience, and he told a profound story that I will remember probably for the rest of my life. He said, famous cancer doctor, if you don't know who Bernie Siegel is, and he had done an autopsy on a gentleman who had been diagnosed with cancer. He was 36 years old, and he was given 6 weeks to live. And he died 6 weeks to the day. They went in and did an autopsy on his body and found no cancer at all in his body. It was a misdiagnosis. So why did this individual die? That was huge to me when I realized that, how much our mental side played in so much of what we do and how we feel and how we think in our body and how it functions. And so as I go through these next, I don't know how many podcasts it's going to be trying to unlock the mind, but I'm going to share at each podcast or each recording a style or a way to help unlock the brain. There's so many great books out there. There's understanding like the 4 tendencies, or the DISC behavioral style, or ACIM, Course in Miracles, or the Mindset book, which was excellent, by Carol Dweck, Limitless, behavioral change books. What's another one? The Motion Code. I mean, I've read so many books. I'll have a list for you, and we're going to go through concept after concept, but technique after technique of trying to help. And there's authors out there like Lester Levinson that has gone through the Sedona technique, EFT. There is so many techniques out there that are beneficial that can help each individual. And I think the reason why there's so many techniques out there and why I'm going to share them is because there's not a one-size-fits-all. Every one of these can be helpful to any one of you out there, and I've used them all. each one I've gotten a little bit of change at as I've undone the negativity in my own mind. I can remember being miserable until age 30. And when I realized that the sole person responsible for my thinking was me. And that was a huge gain for me, but it took me 3 years to undo much of my negative thinking. And so I don't tell you that to kind of dishearten you that it takes time. I think there are techniques out there that can do it much faster. And so what I've learned, I want to pass on to all of you out there, that there are ways to do this much more quickly, much more effortlessly than pounding away at it like I did with no guide. And so I want to be that guide for you that can kind of tell you, hey, this is a technique that will do this for you. This is a technique that will do this for you. And you can kind of pick and choose and really fine-tune your ability to get through some of this negative thinking. So we'll work on that as we go. My understanding and my foundational vision for the entire planet is creating profound change in the health of the world. That is my goal. That is my vision. And in doing that, it's going to take more than just some nutrition and disseminating information. It's going to take a thinking change globally on the planet and realizing how mentally potent we are and how amazing and how powerful we are. In this office or in my practice, we believe and we know that people are powerful. And as we help a person regain health in all areas of their life, we help them be able to be, do, and create greatness in their life. That's what we know. And so as we do this, it seems almost like it's too good to be true. But ultimately, it is who we are. Think about this. We cut our hand, and it heals. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to mentally say to our hand, heal, heal. We don't have to do anything. Our body is for us. It is not against us. We have been wired inside to be healthy, to be vibrant, to be alive, to have life flow through us. And we're going to talk about how does that life flow through us and what does that look like? How do I begin to speak truth out into my mind where there's so many lies within the world? And so we're going to explore truth by truth by truth and really improve the power of your mind and begin to have it help us heal on every level, because that's our goal, is to be truly healthy and to be truly whole. So our podcast, Revealing Wholeness, isn't by accident. We're revealing wholeness. What does that mean? Does it mean that we have to become whole? No, it means we already are whole. But we have to reveal that inside of us when we've layered it with negativity and that you're no good and that you're not enough and that I need this, that, and the other thing to make me whole, which is not true. And so as we go through this process, we're going to find that really that peace, joy, love, happiness is deep within us, and it's aching to come out and be known. And it's there, and it always has been. And so we're going to talk more and more about this revealing wholeness in a much more deep and more profound way. So buckle up. You're getting ready to ride an amazing ride, and I look forward to the next time as we go into some of these techniques and books and things that we're going to talk about, and you'll figure out whether this is right for you or whether you need to just go to the next thing and say next. And I encourage you to get that kind of feeling inside and that in touch with who you are and that guidance that always is within you. And so until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson, Revealing Wholeness.
This concludes another episode of Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson. If you have any questions concerning this podcast or others, you can reach Dr. Munson by email at chiroman, that's CHIRO man, at dr.com. Or you can call him at his office during office operation hours at 360-893-8586. This show is sponsored by Infity-Whole-Health on the Disruptors Podcast Network.